All right, so today we're diving into something really cool, stealth automation. We're talking about how to make your scripts move through the web so quietly, so perfectly that they're basically invisible, like a digital ghost. Let's get right into it.
You know the feeling, right? You spent all this time coding the perfect web scraper, or maybe an automated testing script. You hit run, it works for a few minutes, and then, bam, blocked. Maybe your IP gets banned, or you're just stuck looking at an endless wall of CAPTCHAs. It is so frustrating, and it all boils down to one simple truth.
That's right. The second your script goes live, you're not just running code. You've stepped into a battlefield. It's your bot versus these incredibly sophisticated anti-bot systems, and they're getting smarter all the time. This is a constant cat and mouse game, and if you want to win, you have got to know the rules of engagement.
So first up, let's talk about what actually happens when your bot gets sniffed out. And more importantly, why is it so absolutely critical to stay hidden in the first place?
This right here is the whole game, stealth automation. See, it's not just about running a script. It's about making that script act, look, and browse exactly like a real person would. I mean, think about it. Whether you're testing your own app or gathering some public data, if you don't look and act human, you are going to get shut down fast.
Okay, so if we're going to learn how to hide, we first have to understand how we're being watched. So, welcome to the front lines of the detection arms race. What's fascinating here is just how much this has all evolved. A few years ago, anti-bot systems looked for really simple giveaways, like the WebDriver flag that basic automation tools just scream out. That stuff's easy to fake. But then, of course, they got smarter. They started analyzing your browser's unique fingerprint, little things like the fonts you have installed or how your computer renders graphics. Then it got even crazier, escalating to your TLS fingerprint, which is like a unique signature for your secure web traffic and your network patterns. And today, the most advanced systems are using behavioral analysis and machine learning. They are not just checking what you are anymore, they are watching how you behave. Every click, every keystroke, every pause. It's intense.
And let me tell you, the stakes for getting caught are high. This is not just some minor inconvenience. We're talking about getting your IP address permanently banned, having your accounts totally suspended, or, and this is a sneaky one, being fed completely fake data without you even knowing it. It's a tactic called data poisoning, and in the worst-case scenarios, really aggressive automation can even land you in legal hot water.
Okay, so we get the problem, we definitely get the risks. So how do we fight back? Well, the answer is to stop thinking like a machine and start acting like a person.
This quote right here, it gets to the absolute heart of it all. A bot will just teleport its cursor to a button and click in a nanosecond. But people, we don't do that. We move the mouse, we wander a bit, we pause, we hesitate. Our actions are messy and kind of imperfect, and that's exactly what you need to replicate. So the goal is to literally build these human imperfections into your automation. Instead of an instant click, make the mouse move along a gentle, curved path. When you're typing something, add tiny, random delays between the keystrokes. Maybe even throw in a typo and a backspace. Don't just load a page and scrape it. Scroll down, pause for a bit, like you're actually reading. And here's a real pro tip. When you add delays, don't just use a simple random number. Use a normal distribution, because that's much closer to how human timing naturally works.
But look, mimicking human behavior is only half the battle. You could have the most human-like bot in the entire world, but if its digital passport, its IP address, is from some known flagged data center, you'll get blocked before the page even loads. And this brings us to picking the right disguise, because your choice of proxy is absolutely critical. Data center proxies are cheap, yeah, but they're also super easy to flag. Residential proxies are way better, because they use IP addresses from real home internet providers. For the really high-stakes stuff, you might even use ISP or mobile proxies. They're the most trusted and hardest to detect, but as you can see, they also come with the biggest price tag.
All right, we've got the theory down. Now let's talk about the actual tools. How do we put all this into practice without spending, the next 6 months building a custom framework from scratch? Well, the tools themselves have really evolved. We all started with frameworks like Selenium or Playwright, using these stealth plugins to try and patch over the most obvious giveaways. But for any serious operation today, the gold standard is using dedicated browser profiles. Now, these aren't just patched-up tools. They are actual, real Chrome browser environments. Each profile has its own totally unique, legitimate fingerprint, from its fonts to its graphics rendering, which makes it almost impossible to tell apart from a real user's browser. And it's a lifesaver for managing multiple accounts without getting them all linked together. So,
Just to recap, here are the classic mistakes that'll get you busted. Using a headless browser, which is basically a browser without a screen. It just subtly advertises what it is. Using perfectly consistent, machine-like timing. Reusing the same fingerprint or IP across different accounts. That is the fastest way to get them all banned, trust me. It's a pretty solid checklist of what not to do.
Now this is really important. With all this power comes a lot of responsibility. These techniques are incredibly effective, which makes it even more crucial to talk about the ethical and legal lines that we just should not cross.
And it's important to remember, stealth automation has so many legitimate, positive uses. It's absolutely essential for quality assurance testing, for businesses that need to monitor public pricing data, for researchers gathering information for academic studies, and even for things like making sure websites are accessible to people with disabilities.
The big takeaway here is to always operate ethically. First off, respect a site's robots.txt file. That's their guide for where bots are allowed to go. Don't just hammer a server with requests. Be a good citizen and pace yourself. Always read the terms of service and, of course, comply with data privacy laws. Automation is a powerful tool, and it really must be used responsibly.
And really, this is what it all comes down to. The most advanced stealth automation isn't about wearing a disguise or hiding in the shadows. It's about creating a presence that's so authentic, so perfectly normal, that you just blend into the digital crowd. You become completely indistinguishable from anyone else.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As these anti-bot systems, driven by machine learning and AI, get even more sophisticated, capable of spotting tiny anomalies we can't even imagine, this arms race is only going to get more intense. So the real question is, can any automated process, no matter how perfectly it's crafted, truly remain a ghost on the web forever?